Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Hannah and I am a self-improvement coach, trauma coach, and content creator. And in this video, we're going to be talking about the 7 habits of highly effective Muslims. So if the title sounds familiar to you, it's probably because there's a really famous self-improvement book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The author's son actually adapted that title for a younger audience and wrote a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Fun fact, that was the first self-improvement book I ever read. So I'm going to be doing my own take and we're going to be talking about the 7 habits of highly effective Muslims. This video is unedited, as most of my videos are. And if you see me looking down to my right, it's just because I'm looking at my notes. So let's jump right into it. Habit number 1 of the highly effective Muslim is he or she is intentional. Now, it's no coincidence that nearly every hadith book begins with the same hadith. The hadith is إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّاتِ, right? Indeed, actions are by intentions. The hadith is longer, but we're going to stop there. Intentionality is a huge principle of our faith. It is extremely emphasized, right? The reality that's described when it comes to intentions is that our reward is based off of our intention. Now, if you do something that's incredible and great and is benefiting so many people, but you're doing it with an intention to show off or to get praise or for some material gain, then that's as far as your reward is going to go. A highly effective Muslim is super intentional because they don't want to be losing out on the reward for whatever it is they're doing and the impact, because something that is honorable in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is something that he's going to put barakah in, and that means that he's going to expand the blessing and the impact of whatever it is you're doing. That highly effective Muslim is not going to be willing to lose out on the barakah. So every highly effective Muslim is extremely intentional. They know their why. They know why they're doing whatever they're doing. Even if it's as simple as going out, they understand that different actions have a purpose and they're rooted in that purpose. And being intentional is so important in your life. It gives you direction. If anything, the biggest benefit of your intentionality is that you are going to have direction. And sometimes you don't know what direction you're going. You don't know what is on the other side of it, but intention is at least going to help you have a strong enough will to get there without being sideswept, because you know your direction, you know your why. The second habit of the highly effective Muslim is they give charity. Now, I know this sounds weird, right? Because it's like, okay, what is effectiveness and self-improvement, all of that have to do with charity? But the Quran emphasizes charity very, very often, and there's a reason for it. Charity not only benefits the person or the people who are receiving it, but charity is an action that has a wildly powerful metaphysical impact. We live in a physical world. We can touch things, we can feel things, but we also exist in a metaphysical world. The metaphysical world consists of the things that we cannot see, right? Angels and jinn. It consists of the power of actions that we can't comprehend. Think of the ability, hasanat, or good deeds, reward and punishment. The metaphysical world consists of Jannah and Jahannam. That aspect of the world is something that we might not be able to measure directly. There are actually certain ways to measure it, but that's a whole other topic. But we have to trust, because of what the Quran tells us and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, that our actions have a metaphysical impact, and charity is one of those. Charity erases sin. Charity is something that can prolong our life on this earth. It affects our risk. Charity is known. The Prophet ﷺ says that indeed charity does not decrease from wealth. When we are willing, in just from a principle standpoint, when we're willing to give to people from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us as rizq, there's 2 things that are happening. One is we're becoming the tunnel or the conduit through which another person receives their rizq. And that's a huge honor. Number 2 is that we are teaching ourselves how to tear away love of dunya. And when you're able to do that, when you're someone, even if you're extremely high achieving and even if you're extremely well accomplished, if you're someone who can separate yourself from love of dunya, then your level of achievement is going to be beyond anyone, because you're going to be willing to take certain risks that other people are not, because you're not afraid of the impact or the loss, right? Because you're content with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. Highly effective Muslims are charitable because they know it's a means of serving other people, right? Which is a huge aspect of gaining Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy and pleasure. It erases our sins. It increases our barakah. It affects our destiny. It allows for greater opportunities for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala expands the access that we have to certain rizq in our life because of our charity. It is so, so powerful. And I love it. It's something that I see so many incredible Muslims. A generous heart is just, there's something about Muslims with generous hearts that's just absolutely beautiful. And you see the effects of it in their life. Habit number 3 is the successful Muslim praise istikhara. Now, I have a video entirely dedicated to istikhara. If you have not seen that video yet, just go to my channel, look up istikhara. Every single Muslim needs to know how to pray istikhara. You need to know what istikhara is, the actual facts about it, not these cultural ideas that I have manipulated what istikhara is, what it means, and how to interpret it, but truly what istikhara is. Go to that video after this one. And highly effective Muslims run to istikhara when they have a big decision. As the dua of decision making, this is the dua where we come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, hey, this situation I'm in right now, Ya Allah, is something that will impact my life immensely. And if I am coming to this decision seeking your counsel, Ya Allah, seeking your guidance, because I want to make the right decision for me in this dunya and in the akhirah. Highly effective Muslims very often are going to be coming face to face with many big decisions in their life. And if you're a high achieving person in general, you're going to have big decisions to make. When you come to it knowing that you're seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure, it is always going to work out with you. If we're talking about effectiveness, right? Effectiveness is the ability to do something that has impact, large and wide, and specifically a positive impact. It's like maximizing efficiency, maximizing impact. If you want to maximize those two things, why would you not go to the source of qadr, right? Why would you not go to the one who knows exactly what is going to happen and can guide you to the best thing for you? That is what the highly effective Muslim does. Next. The fourth habit of the highly effective Muslim is that they surround themselves with amazing people. I've referenced this hadith so many times already, but the Prophet ﷺ describes the way we are, the people around us, our friends, especially our close friend group, as either entering into a perfume shop or entering into a blacksmith shop. If you enter into a perfume shop, even if you don't buy anything, you leave smelling good. If you enter into a blacksmith shop, even if you don't buy anything, you leave covered in soot. People around you have an impact on you. You'll often hear people say you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with. That should terrify you, because unfortunately, high quality people are hard to come by. And I'm the belief that anyone can become a high quality person or high value person or whatever you want to call it, because as long as you're taking the time to educate yourself, you're making the changes, you have a plan in place, you're intentional about it, you are going to get there. But most people aren't willing to put in the work, right? There is always going to be a scarcity of value in God conscious people in this world. The Quran tells us this. Right? This is why so often you'll hear a verse, they do this illa qalila, except for a few, right? They transgress except for a few. They do wrong except for a few. They cheat people except for a few. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is emphasizing the scarcity of people who are God conscious, who have taqwa, who connect with Him. And that's the reality of it. Find those people. Find those people who have God consciousness. Find those people who have taqwa, because those are the people that are going to help you further yourself in this dunya and in the akhirah. They're the ones that are going to be cheering you on when it comes to goals that's just going to be, achieving those goals is going to be beneficial for you and the ummah. They're the people that are going to see you through to the akhirah, right? They're the people that are going to encourage you to do the good deed that you should be doing even when you're lazy about it. They're the people that are going to call you out when, maybe you're falling short on certain aspects of character, or maybe it's salah time and you're, sitting around and not getting up and rushing to it. Those are the people you want to be around. Highly effective people are very big about who they surround themselves with. You'll hear this in any success webinar or seminar, webinar, whatever it might be. Be very intentional about the rooms you go into, the people you sit with, because you are going to absorb their philosophies, their principles, their actions, their habits. It is inevitable. Our psychology is tailored to this. We are social creatures and meant to connect with other people and meant to learn from them. There's a whole concept called co-regulation. Our nervous systems literally connect with other nervous systems of individuals. It is something we cannot avoid. Because of that fact, you need to be choosing the right people to be around so that you can harness the best of the impact and leave the rest. Okay. Habit number 5 of highly effective Muslims is that they prioritize dua. Now think of it like this, right? The dua is the action of calling to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the action of speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether it is you are praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether you are asking him of something, whether you are just pouring out your emotions in your heart to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is what dua is. Highly effective Muslims do not leave dua. I'm just repositioning my legs. Highly effective Muslims do not leave dua. They see this access point to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as one of the most important means of consultation ever. I am someone who personally has struggled with making dua consistently for a long time, and I found myself in the past few months becoming better and better at it. And subhanAllah, the difference that I have seen in my life is absolutely insane. And someone asked me the other day, how do we build tawakkul? How do we do that? And I think part of the actions of building tawakkul is that you get into the habit of making dua, because when you do that, you'll start to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exercising that dua in your life. You're going to see the answer and the impact of your dua in that world. And when you see that, it reaffirms your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then it strengthens your tawakkul. Highly effective Muslims are always falling back on dua, even if it is the smallest of things. I find myself now, and I'm trying to just telling myself, don't run to dua just for big things, big issues, hardship in life. Anytime I have a semblance of discomfort or anxiety or uncertainty or doubt, whether it is in my situations with my health or with my family members, with my friends, my finances, my business, all of that, I try to make it a point to, okay, I have this feeling, let me go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because that is the one who's going to resolve it. Okay. Habit number 6 of the highly effective Muslim is that the highly effective Muslim is growing their skill set. Listen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made us unique. Some of us are better at things than other people. Some people are really cerebral in the way that they think about things. Some people are really good people, like social, very extroverted, great at connecting with people. Some people are great working in the shadows. They're awesome writers, they're awesome creators, but you won't ever see them in front of a camera. Everyone has a different skill set that they naturally have a proclivity to. Discovering what that is for you is its own journey, but highly effective Muslims, once they figure it out, they are constantly expanding on that skill set. This goes to the lesson and point of ihsan in our religion, right? What is ihsan? Ihsan is basically excellence, if that's the best way that I can describe it. Ihsan is performing action to such a high degree that you've poured your best into it. You've given your all. When you're expanding that skill set, you are practicing ihsan, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala absolutely loves ihsan. What's better than being able to say as a Muslim, like, I am constantly doing my best and demonstrating my best? What does that say to the rest of the world when they see, oh, this person who is very obviously, has a very particular set of religious beliefs, is constantly applying themselves to the point of producing the best outcomes? That's really inspiring. That is what we are supposed to do as Muslims. Grow your skill set, learn whatever you need to learn. Always be learning, man. I remember it's like, oftentimes we think about learning as going to school. That's a concept we've been given really all over the world. But learning is a constant progress. It's a constant work in progress. And you can learn anything. Learn skills. I'm learning digital marketing. I'm learning how to film YouTube videos and what my style is. I'm learning content creation. All of this stuff is still a skill set, right? Learn whatever you need to learn, grow your skill set so you can exemplify a beautiful level of ihsan. We're on to the final habit of highly effective Muslims, and highly effective Muslims play the long game. If this sounds familiar, it's because you probably heard it in my other video about discipline and principles of God-conscious self-improvement. Playing the long game means you're willing to do the same thing over and over and over again for an extended period of time to get the results that you need. Islam is a religion of the long game. Why? Because we believe in an akhirah. We believe that our short life that we have on this earth, the actions we do on this earth are going to impact our akhirah. So we adjust the actions, right? We avoid sin. We try to do good deeds. We do certain things that are fara'id, or required upon us, mandated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that the result in the akhirah is something that we are pleased with, that we've attained Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. Play the long game. Highly effective Muslims are constantly realizing, hey, I'm living this life, but there's an akhirah after, and I need to make sure that I'm setting myself up positively for the akhirah. You can have dunya-oriented, how do I say this? You can have goals that are dunya-oriented, that you're building something in this world, but never at the expense of your taqwa in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It should always, first and foremost, the highest degree of intention is going to be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Use whatever material gain that you get in this world, whatever you are striving for, to serve Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, if you liked it, please comment below, because that helps the algorithm. It helps get this video out to other people, and I'm trying to work really, really hard to build this content and make it high quality for you guys. So that would be very helpful. If you are interested in God Conscious Self-Improvement Coaching, I do have one-on-one coaching appointments open. You just go to the link in the description. It'll be there, inshallah. Please like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.